You've been waiting for this video for so long now. We got lots of updates for these two cameras, whether the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 here or the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. So in today's video, I'm going to dive into 21 different points on these two cameras, so you can make your decision whether this camera is better for you or that camera is better for you. So I'm going to give you my opinion according to how I use these cameras, how I would like to use these cameras in the future as well. So if you are still hesitating which camera to buy in 2025, whether the Ace Pro 2 or the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, then I highly recommend you to watch this video till the end. As I said, I will discuss 21 different points in today's video. 5 of them are not very interesting to me and I don't use, and I don't mind if they are this way or that way on these two cameras. If you know me well, if you've been here on my channel, you must know them, and please watch this video and write that in the comment section. That will be fun to see. Hello everyone, I hope you are all good. I'm Photorabs, a portrait photographer based in France, and you know me, I like creating content about action cams, vlogging kits, and so on. If you are interested in this kind of stuff, please subscribe to my channel, that's a massive help. And if you are interested in these cameras, I'll put affiliate links down below, feel free to check that. By the way, if you purchase the Insta360 via my affiliate link, you will get free gifts from Insta360, and that's something very important. This video is not sponsored nor by Insta360 nor by DJI, so I'll try to be as honest as possible. I will be discussing 21 different points. 5 of them I don't really care about, but because you asked for, so I'll mention them in today's video. The first point I will talk about in today's video is the price, because the DJI comes at around 379 euros, while the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 comes at around 469 euros. I'm talking about the standalone version on its own, but with the Insta360 you will get a second battery, and if you use my affiliate link you will get free gifts from Insta360 to compensate a little bit the price. But according to the sales from DJI and Insta360, they do much more sales for the bundles, whether the vlogging bundle, the creator bundle, the adventure bundle, than selling the cameras on their own, because you need the selfie stick, you need more batteries, you need the charger, and so on. So if you compare the bundles, there is not much difference in my opinion. But still, in my opinion, this point will go to DJI because the base price is lower than the Insta360. On a quick note, in few days I'll be hosting a live stream with a guy from Insta360 who will be answering your questions not only about the Ace Pro 2 but about all the Insta360 products. Feel free to write your questions down below so I can drive them to him, and join the live because there will be a surprise in the live stream with him. It's gonna be in few days. I hope you join it. It's gonna be very interesting and very fun to assist. And now let's go back to the video. This DJI Action 5 Pro is smaller and more compact than the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, and it is a little bit lighter than the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. That means that you can use this one on your helmet much easier than using the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 because of the weight, because of the form factor, and so on. And this one can also be used on FPV drones. This one is a little bit heavy, so you know, it's something that you have to consider if you are doing motorcycle vlogs, if you are doing FPVs, and so on. So the points here goes once again to DJI. The third point on my list is about the video resolution. They both can shoot in 4K 25 frames per second, 4K 60, and 4K 120 for extra slow motion shots. But the Insta360 offers 8K 30 frames per second, which is way better than the 4K. It's twice the resolution than 4K files, but the files are a little bit bigger, heavier, and so on. But still, the point here goes for Insta360 for the 8K. And this 8K resolution leads us to the fourth thing that I'll talk about in today's video, which is the clarity zoom. Having this clarity zoom on the Insta360 is something incredible. So you can have like 2x zoom on your video file built in on the camera with a click of a button without losing any quality in 4K resolution, because that will take the 8K file and it will crop in the 8K, so you will have clean 4K resolution file with this camera, which you cannot get at all with the DJI Action camera because you have to zoom digitally, so you have to crop in the 4K and then expand your pixels, which leads to less resolution and less details and quality in your footage. So here the point goes once again for Insta360. Number 5 on my list is regarding the HDR, the high dynamic range capacity of these two cameras. On the DJI, you cannot toggle the HDR off or on. It's always on. So when you are vlogging, when you are using to film people, you will have some like the HDR artifacts that personally I don't like at all. While on this Insta360, you can toggle HDR on and off, which is much more interesting for me, because when you are filming yourself you can turn it off. When you are filming to the other side of the camera you can turn it on, and you can get that nice high dynamic range image with this camera. So here once again the point goes to the Insta360. Personally, I use these cameras to vlog with much more than using them for action shots, and that's why I like the HDR that we can turn off and on the Insta360. And the number 6 on my list is the face priority that we can find on the Insta360 but we cannot find on the DJI, because when you are vlogging in a foggy situation, for example, everything is somehow white around you, the camera, if it does not have the face priority, it will struggle a lot to have a correct exposure on your face. The Insta360 will detect your face and it will expose properly your face, which is the most interesting part in a vlog or in a talking headshots in my opinion. On this DJI you have only the matrix exposure that will read all the sensor and it will choose the correct exposure according to the whole sensor size, while this one it will take only the face and it will expose properly. So here the point goes once again for Insta360. Number 7 on my list is the flare coming out from these two cameras when they are filming towards the light. You know by now that with the DJI you have that trumpet flare effect, which is ugly and it covers a big part of your sensor if you are filming towards the light. You don't have this effect on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. You still have a little bit of flare, which is normal, but you don't have that huge trumpet effect that you can see on the DJI. And according to DJI, to remove this flare, you have to remove this lens guard here and you have to put instead of it the FOV boost lens that will remove the flare. So they know that the problem comes from this lens guard, but they didn't do anything to replace it for the customers. So in my opinion, the point in this section goes for Insta360. Number 8 on my list is the color profiles, because not everyone is talented in color grading. Not everyone will pass lots of time on his computer to edit, to tweak the colors, the brightness, and so on. So Insta360 offers lots of color profiles that can cover lots of tastes. In my opinion, you have lots of options you can choose with according to your kind of videos, according to your likings, and so on. DJI recently introduced the neutral and the vivid color profiles to their cameras. I'm not talking about the log color profile at all. It's only about the color profiles that we can find on these two cameras. So we have only 2 on the DJI and we have about 8 or more on the Insta360. So the point here goes to Insta360 once again. And since we are talking about color profiles, let's talk a little bit about the color depth. And here is the point number 9 on my list. And it goes to DJI because we have 10-bit color depth on this one and we have only 8-bit color depth on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. Is it very important? I don't think so. I don't color grade the footage coming out of these cameras, and I don't see the point of color grading the footages of these tiny little cameras. For me, these are like point and shoot cameras. You just turn them on, you start recording, you enjoy the moment, and that's it. It's not like a cinema camera or so on. So for me, having 10-bit is not of a big deal, but since we have it and there are lots of people who are interested in 10-bit, so the point will go to DJI. Insta360 introduced last year the pure video mode, which is a beast when it comes to low light shooting with an action camera, and this year the pure video mode on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 has been improved a lot, in my opinion at least. What do you think about that? Let me know your thoughts down below. DJI introduced the Super Night mode on their camera on the DJI Action 5 Pro, but for me this is not as good as the pure video mode for low light shooting. This is my honest opinion about that. Let me know yours down below. So for me, the point in this section goes for Insta360. Number 11 on my list is about the FOV, which is the field of view of these two cameras. The Insta360 Ace Pro 2 is a little bit wider as a field of view than the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, which is very good. But what I like more about the field of views of the Insta360 is the mega field of view, which is the wide field of view without much distortion. And for me, this is the perfect field of view for vlogging, for bike rides, and so on, in my opinion. I don't use the other field of view much on this camera. I prefer the wide field of view on the DJI Action 5 Pro or the D-Warp if I want to do only some vlogs. But on this one, the mega field of view can replace the D-Warp, can replace the ultra field of view, can replace the wide field of view. So for me, this is way better on this camera than on the DJI. And I'm sure you've been waiting for this specific point, which is the minimum focusing distance. This is the point number 12 in today's video. And this point will go directly to DJI because the minimum focusing distance of the DJI is about 35 centimeters, while the minimum focusing distance of the Insta360 is about 45 to 50 centimeters. Is it a big deal? I don't think so, because you will not be vlogging at this distance away from your face. Otherwise, you will be distorted a lot. But it's good to have this option, or it's good to have this included in the camera to have this short focusing distance. I wish that Insta360 will work on this for the Insta360 Ace Pro 3. So the point goes for DJI. Number 13 on my list is about the audio, and more specifically the built-in audio of these cameras, the built-in microphones on these two cameras. The Insta360 with this windshield here and the processing that it has inside of the camera will provide a better audio experience, in my opinion, if you are not using an external microphone, of course. So this point goes for Insta360 for the built-in audio, for the vocal enhancement that we have inside of this one. On the other hand, with these two cameras, you can plug any USB-C microphone and use it without issues at all with these two cameras, whether the DJI or the Insta360, to have better audio experience. But with the DJI, they introduced the DJI Osmo audio that will allow your camera to connect wirelessly to your DJI Mic 2 or to your DJI Mic Mini, and you will have better audio experience, much better audio experience than what you get with the internal microphone. So for this section, the point will go to the DJI, knowing that there are some situations that you cannot have with you an external microphone and wireless microphone. So that's why there is a point for Insta360 for the built-in microphone and another point for DJI for the Bluetooth capabilities, even though you can connect a microphone via Bluetooth to the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, but it won't be as crisp as when you connect it to the DJI. Number 15 on my list is about the screens. We have OLED screens on the DJI Action 5 Pro from the front side and the back side, and we have only one flip-up screen on the Insta360. The front screen is only for the settings and so on. For me, the OLED screen is great on the DJI, but because I use these cameras to vlog much more than doing anything else with these two cameras, I prefer the flip-up screen because I can monitor myself on a bigger one, on a bigger screen, compared to the front screen on this one, which is so tiny. That's why this point, in my opinion, will go to Insta360 for the flip-up screen. Both cameras support the fast charging technique, so you can go from 0 to 80% in about 17-18 minutes, and for about maybe 40 minutes you can go up to 100%. So both cameras are great in this section, but the DJI battery is way bigger than the Insta360. Well, actually it's not bigger, but it will last much more on the DJI than on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. That's why the point will go to DJI for this section. And DJI were so clever this year, and they included built-in storage, 47 GB of internal storage on the camera, which is a huge save of time for me, because many times I went out without taking my SD card because I forgot it in my computer or so. So the point here will go to DJI once again, and I really wish that all cameras, whether mirrorless or action cameras, will have this built-in storage included. That's something very important. Last year, when Insta360 released the Ace Pro, the first version, they also released something very important that I wish that we can find on all the cameras now, which is pause recording and cancel recording. And that's why the point in this section will go to Insta360 for this feature, and I really wish that we can find it in all the other cameras in the market, whether mirrorless or action cameras, because many times I was filming with this one and lots of people are coming by, or maybe a noisy car or something like that. I had to cancel the recording and start it over again. So now with this camera, it's very easy to do, and yeah, I like it. For those who film underwater, for those who would like to dive with their cameras, with the Insta360 you can go down to 12 meters underwater. With the DJI you can go down to 20 meters underwater. So the point here will go to DJI, but I highly recommend you to use a dive case, whether with the DJI or with the Insta360, to be more like to have more peace of mind when diving with your cameras. Number 20 on my list is about FreeFrame mode. There are lots of people who are undecided whether they want a vertical format for their videos or horizontal format. So they can use the FreeFrame mode on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 and they will save much time, which you cannot have on the DJI. You have to flip the camera vertically and horizontally. And I know, of course, then when you are using the FreeFrame mode, you will lose a little bit of the quality of your footage, but you will gain much more time later on. So you don't have to film the same content twice, vertically and horizontally. So that's why the point will go to Insta360. Number 21 on my list is one of the most important things that I care about, which is the application. The DJI Mimo app is not very good. You cannot download it on the Play Store. You cannot find it on the iOS store. And if you have to update your application, you have to go to the DJI website to download the APK file to install it. And recently we had an update for the camera and it didn't appear on the Mimo app. You have to go to the settings and find the update manually. While on the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, the user experience of the application is way better. In my opinion, the application is very well built. You can find it on all the stores. You can use it and you can do your edit on it. Of course, you can do your edits on the DJI Mimo app as well. But for me, this point will go to Insta360 because the application is more user-friendly. So these were the 21 points that I wanted to share with you regarding these two cameras, the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro and the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. You cannot go wrong with any of these. There are some scenarios where the DJI is better than the Insta360 and some other scenarios where the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 is better than the DJI. I showed you my point of view, my honest point of view. I love these two cameras. They both have strength. They both have weaknesses. It depends on your personal preference. Once again, which one is more user-friendly for you? This is what is most important in my opinion. So if I would like to sum up this video, DJI got 8 points and Insta360 got 13 points. But that does not mean that Insta360 is way better than DJI. Once again, it's a personal preference. When you want to purchase a camera, think about why you want to purchase it, how you want to use it, where you want to use it, and what are the conditions that you are mostly will be using this camera in. And then you can pick whether this camera or that camera. You cannot go wrong with any of these. Once again, they are both great and they are both bad, in my opinion. They are both updating their system in order to answer our questions, in order to make our life easier when using these cameras. But is there a real winner? I don't think so, in my opinion. So guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting, helpful, and entertaining. If you are interested in any of these cameras, feel free to use my affiliate link. With the Insta360 you will get a free gift. Keep that in mind. And if you have any concerns about these cameras, write me that in the comment section box. I'll try to answer your questions. And of course, I will try to drive these questions to the support team of DJI and to the support team from Insta360. And by the way, stay tuned on my channel because in few days, I'll be making a live stream with a guy from Insta360 who will answer your questions live on my channel. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, thank you for watching and see you in another video. Ciao for now. So guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting, helpful and entertaining.